All right, you guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about 5 cards that you could possibly be teching in Evil Heroes post Supreme Darkness. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trinity Wolf, and well, today I bring a special video about card tech for, our Evil Heroes once they come out. Yeah, I've always thought about like the older cards once we get the new stuff. I'm just like, I wonder what old cards we can possibly tech with the Evil Heroes. So today I'm going to be bringing top 5 card tech choices that could potentially be either really good or just at best. But before we get into today's video, I just wanted to also talk about my last video I just did about the future of heroes. For some odd reason, when editing that video, I kept getting hit with some like copyright claims due to some of the audio, some of the music that I've been using into that video. And even though I've been using some of that music for quite some time, even though they are uncopyrighted music, for some reason it just kept getting hit, so it was not able to be monetized. So I just gave up just trying to edit it at that point, because I'm like, it's gonna kill too much of the video if I edit it anymore. It already cut my intro, it already cut my outro out. And I'm just like, you know what, it is what it is. So if you guys could just do me a huge favor and just destroy the thumbs up button for me on that video, and even on this one, of course, hit the subscribe button today if you are new. Welcome to the Trinity Wolf, where we mostly talk about heroes and pretty much any other rogue decks. If you are just now joining us, appreciate you for stopping by. All right, guys, so we are going to talk about top 5 tech card choices. There is actually, I'm going to go from the least to possibly the greatest. So starting at number 5 is actually going to be an elemental hero card. So we're going to be talking about elemental hero Thunder Giant. So I've been seeing this card tech choice for the OCG. For main reason how you make this card is mostly just tagging out with Infernal Rage. Now, the only problem I potentially see with this card is due to the fact that it can really only destroy a face-up monster whose original attack, what is it, equal? No, just straight up less than the card. So it's 2400 attack. But the main tech is to, if you are unable to get access to Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, it is able to destroy the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. But what is the problem with that? Elemental Hero, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero has 2500 original attack, while Thunder Giant only has 24. The way you get around this is being able to keep Sunrise on the board or Dread Decimator, because once the Thunder Giant gets boosted, now Thunder Giant's attack is greater than the Elemental Hero, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, sorry, greater than its attack now. So even though Wake Up Your Hero's attack also changed, Thunder Giant specifically says original attack. So then that's when you're able to discard a card and destroy a monster on the field. It's not the greatest tech choice. Most of the time I would rather just tag out for Aqua Neos, so you could potentially rip a card out of your opponent's hand, which is, obviously very strong if you went that way with, your fusion plays where you go Sunrise first, then you go into Infernal Rage. But that's why I put Thunder Giant in the 5th spot, because it's not the greatest, but I can understand the card tech choice, being able to just destroy a monster if you couldn't get access to DPE. Now, of course, it's a nostalgia card, really cool that it's in the deck. But yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why Thunder Giant would potentially be a tech choice in that scenario. On the next one, the 4th card I kind of give this to. The reason why it's not any higher than this, Evil Mind is a normal spell card for you. Though, for those of you who don't know, this card is kind of too reliant on your opponent, but it could come in clutch at some points. If you mainly focused on going second with your build, then this card is phenomenal. Or if you just decided to go with an Evil Hero pure build and just wanted to slide in one of these, I would only put in one just because it's searchable. The only other additional problem with it is you could use a Dusted Gold to search it as well, or even the Infernal Backlash, because it also mentions Dark Fusion. The only problem with that is it's like the card you were gonna search for with this, you could have probably already searched for with those cards. But the only exception of that is it can add a hero card or dark fusion, or potentially add a polymerization spell, fusion spell from the grave, or even pretty much it can add super poly or fusion. But the only thing with that is that requires 10 monsters out of your opponent's graveyard. Now, if they went first, then yeah, I don't know why it didn't say cards. If it would have just said cards, way better. But I can understand also the tech choice with it, because, you know, if it's just one card, if it's just one monster, you get to draw 4. You know, you get to add a hero or a dark fusion. But yeah, I would just tech that in if you just really felt like you just had an extra space and you just wanted to fill in for, you know, to be funny. But being able to add a hero or a dark fusion off of just one effect is having both those options. Basically, you trade in the dusted gold for either a hero or a dark fusion. That's pretty decent, I would say. Now on to card tech choice number 3. I had to actually give this to one of our old fusion monsters, and that one is Evil Hero Dark Gaia. And for those of you who don't know this, if you are just too new into the hero deck, this is an old Evil Hero card that required a Fiend type monster and a rock. And with access to the new cards from Supreme Darkness, we have a rock and a Fiend monster, obviously, because all the Evil Heroes are Fiend monsters. But the fact that they made Doom Prism a rock is crazy, because now you have access to Evil Hero Dark Gaia as well. So if you had the Infernal Rider with the Doom Prism, you are guaranteed to pretty much put Dark Gaia at, 3,800 attack. But with Nibiru currently in the format, if you use Nibiru that you had in your hand or potentially on the field in case you used Dark Contacts or even Dark Calling to banish them and fusion summon, if you used any, because you could use any evil hero, but let's say you use Infernal Rider or Dusted Gold just due to the fact that they both have 2,100 attack, you would have a Dark Gaia with 5,100 attack, and when it attacks, it switches all your opponent's monsters into attack position, which could also be very deadly considering you can combo this with the Dark Knight, who could potentially lower your opponent's attack even greater, or even just straight up DPE, who makes them lose 200 attack. The reason why Dark Knight's probably better, because you're like, I can fuse with 2 big guys, and I know all your monsters are going to just permanently lose like 3,000 or more attack, just regardless, and make them 0, which could be a huge potential knockout with the Dark Gaia, being able to just change them to attack, hit really hard, hit really fast. And if you have the Dark Gaia with that boost, along with making them 0, and then on top of having the Infernal Backlash, you would probably most likely have a board like that if you're playing pure Evil Hero. But you know, the way our deck goes, anything can really happen. You can honestly have a really crazy board. So imagine you hit them for 51 on top of maybe whatever boosts you might have on the field at the time, like a Dread Decimator, or or even Sunrise, and then on top of the Infernal Backlash also burning them for another 2,100 attack. They're gonna lose the game after that kind of attack. But it is a cute little tech choice. Obviously, you know, there's obviously better cards that you can fill in the extra deck, but for those of you who like to keep it spicy, Evil Hero Dark Gaia might be the choice for you. Now on to card tech number 2. I kind of threw in 2 cards into this. I know this is still a newer card, but it's not really potentially going to be in a lot of deck lists. Just, I don't really understand why. I think it's kind of a free card, but the Evil Hero Toxic Buble. So I know most people are going to be cutting Liquid Soldier from the deck, which allows them to, you know, fusion summon and draw 2 cards. The only issue that people have been seeing with the Dark Gaia, the only thing that people have been seeing with the Liquid Soldier is that it doesn't really do anything on its own other than when you fusion summon it, or if you've never normal summoned yet and you have a potential hero in the graveyard that you might need to bring back onto the field to start a combo off. Not the greatest thing in the world, but the fact that it gave us an additional attribute on top of being able to draw 2 cards and draw into more non-engine or even more pieces for your engine that you were missing, it was a great card. Would I still play in my deck for now before we have the Evil Heroes? Yeah, of course. But it kind of might get filled in pretty easily by the Toxic Buble instead, just due to the fact that this card doesn't require anything to special summon itself. You can just special summon it just because. And you have the additional benefit of like, oh, because I have a fusion monster that can be made with Dark Fusion on the field, I draw 2 cards. Pretty crazy. the only reason I threw the Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy in this as well, the only reason the Infernal Prodigy doesn't really combo very well with the deck at the moment is just because due to the fact that 3-0 lives is still a staple into the deck. But due to the fact that it's not really once per turn to special summon it while you control nothing is pretty good, but it's only while you control no monsters. So the minute you have more monsters on the field and you can't get those monsters empty, having a second Infernal Prodigy in your hand is kind of dead. But if you didn't feel like costing or paying all that life for Hero Lives, you could probably tech in one Infernal Prodigy just due to the fact that it'll just special summon itself. It's not really going to happen, but if you tribute a hero monster, you can draw a card during the end phase. It's not really going to... That's probably never really ever going to happen in today's time. But if you have these two together, they can just pretty much special summon themselves. You can go Special Prodigy, Special Bubble, and then you can just do whatever other combo pieces that you might need. But the Toxic Bubble is probably going to be better than Infernal Prodigy. But I like it due to the fact that it can just special summon itself, be a free extender. This one doesn't require a Dark Fusion monster on the field to special summon itself, unlike the Doom Prism. But I still think it's pretty of a cool card, and it also is another attribute just in case you need one for Sunrise. Now onto the number one card tech choice I think would be very good in our upcoming Evil Hero builds post SUDA is Neos Fusion. Now due to the fact that Neos Fusion can ignore summoning conditions, it does say hand, deck, or field. The only bad part is it can be ashed. So the only thing that you would need to actually successfully activate this card is to have at least a monster on the field, because, you know, in order to make Neos Lord, it does require an effect monster on the field. So you still have to, I think you'd still have to properly do it that way in order to do that. But the fact that you could just spit out a Neos Lord for free with Neos Fusion, yes, you won't be able to special summon for the rest of the turn. But granted, if you get locked into your Fusion Destiny combo and you still have a Neos Fusion, you can still do a DPE Plasma combo, slap Neos Fusion on the field, fuse away any like extra card you might have on the field at the time, and then also have Neos Lord on the field, which is pretty deadly. So you have a DPE, a Plasma, and a Neos Lord who could potentially protect himself with the Neos Fusion so it won't die. I mean, it's already hard to kill anyway, but if it was, like, let's say it was negated and then, you know, they go to kill it, for somehow they get past the Dark Law, and they get past the DPE and the Plasma, they try to kill it somehow, you can just banish the Neos Fusion and protect it on the field because it lists, you know, Neos has material. Pretty crazy card, and I think that would be a crazy tech choice. That's pretty much going to be it for this video. It's going to be short and sweet. I'm really excited for Supreme Darkness to come out. I'm really excited to get my hands onto these cards and be able to make further videos with you guys. I'm really excited to see those of you who are going to be going to YCS Orlando. I'm going to be taking Evil Heroes. I'm not going to spoil the kind of deck I'm going to make for it yet. It just depends on how many of the cards I have access to, but we'll probably most likely play a pretty standard version if we don't get access to everything. But I'm pretty sure I would be able to get access to all the cards as possible. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button today if you are new. And then also, I just want to know if you can think of any other crazy card tech choices that we can squeeze into Evil Heroes post Supreme Darkness that might help potentially do crazier combos or even make the board stronger that we have already. So, all right, you guys, I will see you guys in the next one.